If you've been waiting for home prices to drop so that you can buy a new home, this new data is going to show you why this is going to happen in 2025.
Hey guys, welcome back. Or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Lumi, and today we're going to be looking at why this is probably the only way Gen Z will be able to afford a house. Now, before we get started, I just wanted to say, if you guys could, please hit that subscribe button. It would really mean a lot to me.
This data just came out. We're just getting this in March of 2025. We're going to see home prices fall this year. Now, I want to show you what's happening on this chart. We're going to start over on the left side over here. What this chart is this is new homes that are for sale, okay? New home construction that are for sale. And I want to show you that every gray area there, that's a recession that we have gone through, okay? So almost every time that you get a major spike in new homes that are for sale, you go into a recession. Now, we already know that we're going to go into a recession here in 2025. Whether Biden or Trump or Kamala won, it didn't matter. We're going to go into a recession. But what I want you to pay attention to is we're at the highest level of new homes for sale right now. And this is the highest level we've ever had other than 2008. So we just matched right over here in the 2011 area. We're very close to matching the 2008 area, and we haven't had the recession yet. We are about to see home prices absolutely collapse. And that is going to be on a scale very, very close to what we saw back in 2008. It's going to vary in other areas. Some areas are going to be 40%, some areas will be 30%, but we're going to see it across the board in the United States here, 2025 going into 26.
This is probably the only way that I'm going to be able to afford a home, that probably all my peers are going to be able to afford a home, unless they're already wealthy or they married into it. I don't know, they like split the house, split the bills with their spouse or whatever. Like, this is probably the only entry point that I can see, at least for me personally and people like me, for a long time. You know, like I'm a big believer in getting in when things are cheap, when things are on sale. This housing collapse may come either this year or next year. It's like a domino effect, right? Like, the houses for sale are going up. You know, there's more inventory than there are buyers. I have another clip that's ready to go. I'll show you guys in a moment here that says that the supply is on the rise month after month. And that's not a good sign. That's a sign that, you know, there are more sellers than buyers. But yeah, it's not looking good, guys. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've noticed more and more real estate social media influencers saying that like their tune is starting to change. They're saying that like things are getting a little bit like what we saw in 2008 or leading up to 2008. But yeah, I remember at the beginning of the year, or more like towards the end of last year, I want to say, their tune was completely different. Like, they were super optimistic. People were like, oh, it'll never happen. The houses just keep going up and people keep buying it. It's fine. Everything's hunky-dory. When in reality now, like, now that we've seen what the stock market is doing, how many people are going on unemployment, like, and how many homes are being sold, it's looking a lot different now.
Home prices are about to collapse. If you've been waiting to buy a home, we just got an executive order from the White House that is going to affect home prices this year in 2025. Let me explain. Now, before I show you the executive order, this is a crucial piece of data right here. If you've been waiting to buy a house or you're thinking about selling your house, this is really important. U.S. pending home sales have fallen to a new all-time low. In the entire history, all-time low pending home sales. There are a lot of homes for sale right now, and they are not moving. We're already close to the collapse, but now this has happened. Trump just announced that he signed an executive order terminating all regulations and processes that delay the production of timber, lumber, paper, bioenergy, and other wood products. Lumber is about to get much cheaper.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that what Trump is doing is right? That like if he signed an executive order that will make everything a lot cheaper, so things like lumber, right? The things we use, the foundational things we use to build homes, those things will become a lot cheaper. Do you think that'll help the housing market, or do you think it'll hurt it? Because I'm kind of leaning towards it might hurt it. Because what happened with the 2008 housing market crisis is that there was a huge influx suddenly of homes, and there was no one to buy them. So the market just collapsed. You know, if you don't have people willing to buy the homes, a market can't function properly. There's not a healthy market. So I'm wondering if like this is not the right move. I know a lot of people have been complaining that the supply has been low for a very long time, but I think if we shock the market with an influx of new homes being built, I don't know. It could mean bad news for the housing market. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you think I'm onto something here, or do you think that's just nonsense?
I just got off the phone with a gentleman who is 26 years old, who makes I'm going to save that, but I got information that I told him I was going to share. I said I was going to make a TikTok about it because this is what's wrong currently in the housing market, okay? Gentleman calls me, young doing great things in his life. And I did ask permission to share certain details. He's married, he has a kid, and he's looking to move to Delaware. Now, this person has flown through their career, done exceedingly well. And now between him and his wife now working a educational job, making about 45 grand, their household income is gonna be 165 grand. 165 grand. Now, both of them took on a little bit of student debt through college to get into their careers. Both own a vehicle, and both are paying for childcare for this child that you wouldn't believe what it costs to get a kid through preschool these days. I digress. So I have a conversation with this young man. And by the end of the conversation, I say young man like I'm 3 or 4 years older than him, but I have a conversation with this man who I saw a lot of myself in. And I remember being able to have that conversation with a real estate agent, buy a property. I had to tell this man, based off of his debt and based off of what he was making, based off a couple other questions that I won't divulge, that he would be able to afford a $287,000 to about $290,000 house based off some math that I was doing. Now that is vulgar. That's disgusting. That somebody who's doing that well in their life, somebody who has that much financial awareness to get to that point in their life so quickly. Also, this person has reserves and has savings. That it's not $1 billion. Obviously, they don't need a mortgage if they got that, but they do, and they've done so responsibly. They've gotten great jobs. They're working hard. It's disappointing to me that we are now in an ecosystem that is cool with, and a government, a situation here in the housing market where we're just fine with people not being able to have shelter. Like, these people have to move for their job. I'm telling them, you make over $150,000 and I can't get you a mortgage that's going to get you into a reasonable house in a reasonable area in a reasonable school district. That doesn't really seem fair to me. It doesn't sit well with me. And the problem with it is because that person now is looking to the rental market. And what are they seeing? They're not seeing a lot. They're seeing a lot of high prices. They're not seeing a lot of inventory available, just like home buying. And these people are now thinking, what are we gonna do? Regardless, the first home that you buy with your family, especially when you put your financial ducks in a row, your money ducks are all lined up in a row. That's that attention. At 26 years old, you and your family, and you're being told you can't get that first step done. You can't get your own slot of dirt here in America, here in Delaware. You can't get your own roof above your head. You can start putting equity into your American dream, your white picket fence and a dog and a kid and a half.
This blows my mind. Like, this is the craziest aspect of this whole thing. And this is a huge part of the problem, that like, you can be doing exceptionally well. You can be exceeding than most. I mean, I think most households only earn about what, like $75,000 a year, like combined income. I'll throw up a graph on the screen here. It seems to me that, like, even if you're doing way better than most, I mean, I guess it depends on the area, but it's crazy to me that you could be making over 100 grand and a year and you're not able to get a mortgage. Like, that's crazy to me. But it's crazy to me that you can be making that much, or you could be in that percentile group and you're not able to afford a home, or like a reasonable, like decent home. It's crazy to me. Like, what are you supposed to do? Like, what magic are you supposed to be doing to be able to afford like a normal, nice home when you're doing that well in life? Like, I guess you just have to suffer for many years until you're able to save up enough of a down payment to counterbalance, you know, the price of the or the mortgage that you get, right? Like, I think that's what most people end up doing. If your job requires you to like move closer, and you're like, you have to move, and you have a family and you want to put that, you know, put your family in a decent place, it's tough. I mean, you see it, you just saw it like in that last video. Like, the poor real estate agent is like, he feels bad that he's had to tell this family, look, I'm probably going to have to find you a different home, or a home that you weren't really interested in, because it's out of your price bracket. It's crazy. And it's really a shame. It's really sad that like families that are doing well, people that are doing well in life, or what I would consider doing well, are being told no, they can't afford like a decent home. Like, they have to, I guess, like suffer for a few years and rent, right? And throw money away renting for a few years, or live in a worse part of town, or far away from a city or whatever. Like, they just have to make sacrifices to be able to make it work. I personally think they shouldn't. I mean, I don't think you should be making sacrifices if you're making like well over $120,000 a year, to me that sounds like you're doing pretty well and you should be able to find something decent. But it's just the world we live in today. It's like it's gotten so bad. And like I don't know if it's like the corporations like BlackRock buying up all the supply and they're kind of like manipulating the prices or what. I don't know what it is, but it's gotten out of hand and I think it needs to change soon. Anyway, guys, I hope you got something out of that. If you did, please drop me a like down below. Dislike it if you dislike it. Let me know in the comments what you think. I think I'm pretty much gonna keep my eye on the housing market for the next 3 to 4 years. I think we're gonna see a major downturn. Will probably be my only opportunity to get in. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking about doing in the current housing market climate. And as always, if you enjoy this sort of content, please consider subscribing. It would help me and the channel go a long way. But anyway, guys, I will catch you in the next one. Later.